Hello. Um, so I have a rant about just how I feel about recent events in the United States. And even though I moved to Vietnam, I very much still feel like and just am an American citizen. I was born and raised in Southern California. And yeah, things are really scary in the United States. The Trump's big, beautiful bill, which is a terrible, stupid name, is going to make a lot of people's lives a lot harder. Going to like increase fund funding for ICE and detaining and deporting people by like trillions. It's going to cut social programs that like give healthcare to like millions of people. Millions of people are going to die because they don't have healthcare. Um, Millions of people, including children, are going to go without food aid. It's just crazy. Americans shouldn't be starving. Americans shouldn't be dying because they don't have healthcare. That's horrific. It's so outrageous how this could be happening in the United States. And the fact that Trump is pretty much just making himself a dictator, how American government is pretty much an authoritarianism because Trump just does whatever the hell he wants, and now he's gotten rid of like the judicial branch. He could just do things without the judicial branch, no checks and balances. It's terrifying. It's horrific. Making it's like it just baffles me how there could be so many Trump supporters, people who actually think what he's doing is good for the United States or just good in general. And really, it's only good for other billionaires and corporations. It's the big, beautiful bill is to give tax cuts to just billionaires. Everyone else's taxes are increasing. It's bad for everybody except for billionaires. Like anybody who supports Trump is not benefiting under Trump. Like there's no way a normal person is benefiting under Trump. Like you have to be severely blind and just ignorant and brainwashed to like not see how your life is not getting better under Trump. And I think that's like the big thing that really concerns me is that the people who are upset that about like how we got here, a lot of them are upset at Trump supporters because Trump supporters voted for Trump, and the line of logic is that if you voted for Trump, that means you voted for this whole mess. And I don't think anyone foresaw this happening. So it's not like the people who voted for Trump supported every single thing that Trump is doing now, but like if you support Trump, then that means you support like him and what he's doing now. Like that's a fallacy also. And even if there are Trump supporters that just like ignorantly think that things are still just great and fine and they're actually perfectly safe, um, as long as they align with their their Lord and Savior Donald Trump. Like it's I think it's just a waste of energy to put so much of your like emotion and like frustration towards MAGA. Like MAGA is just dumb. They're just ignorant. They've been brainwashed. The most important thing to remember is that this is not we should not be distracting ourselves with the culture war of the infighting of like me against you, like just normal ass lower class middle class people fighting against each other. Like that's what keeps us separate. That's what our overlords, our oligarchy overlords want us to do, so that we don't band together, we don't organize, we don't fight again, we don't come together to fight against our oppressors, the oligarchy. Um, because yeah, MAGA is just a a feature. They're a victim of the system. They are the way they are because they didn't get the education. Like they never were able to escape their own like circumstance of poverty, of like not getting a higher education, of like not ever not knowing how to think critically. I think for most of them, there are Republicans, super conservative people that have higher educations, and they just lack empathy. They're just cruel, extremely selfish people, greedy people that want to align themselves with corporate elite. They think that they're closer to their buddies in like corporations, their billionaire buddies, when they will never be close, like nowhere near close to a billionaire. But they want to align themselves with them, so they agree with them. They think that'll keep them safe, and it's just I feel like we have to treat them like NPCs. it's a it's a weird concept because I also disagree with dehumanizing people. Like everybody is a person, and everybody has like their own story, their own upbringing, which informs how they like why they are the way they are, why they have the values that they have, and why they think the way they think. And yeah, for a good portion of like MAGA, they just didn't get the education. They don't know how to critically think. They only get their news from one source, which is a very biased source, and they're very easily swayed. They only have a certain like worldview, certain core values, and then their brain is underdeveloped. Like being mad at a MAGA person is like being mad at a toddler. Like they just don't know how to read, basically. Which I feel like I have to like rationalize it that way. Like otherwise, like you're just going to be mad at them and like stay mad at them and want them to not be the way that they are. But that just like wastes our energy, wastes our time. Like they are the way they are because they never had a way out. They didn't have an option of like knowing anything else besides like where they grew up. Like the people around them were just probably all that way. They didn't have a way to see, understand that there's like different ways of living. There's different types of people out there. Um, yeah, they're the most vulnerable, and then they became the victims of the system. Now they're cogs. They are puppets, part of the system. They're being played by the system. They are definitely being played by the system. Like they're just it's frustrating that they don't see it, but they're victims. We're all victims. And the frustrating part as like a person who like could see like why did like that's frustrated at like a person that who's MAGA, like why did you think this was gonna be a good idea? Like voting for a guy who's like, you know, a rapist and racist and a liar and convicted felon. Like why did you think this was gonna be a good idea? And it's just people, I think they have like selective listening. They like only have certain values, and if you could like speak to those values, like they really thought that they were going to get cheaper groceries and get and gas would be cheaper for them. Like he made these promises to them, and he's really good at speaking on their level, and they like how he speaks their language because he kind of talks like an idiot, and and they understand him. They like that he doesn't speak in like completely like academic mature ways. He speaks to a very low brow kind of person so that everyone could understand him, so lower educated people would just resonate. They resonate with like his commentary to like us versus them, to like this is us against like immigrants, like the scapegoat is like we gotta, he wants to make it seem like he's all about Americans keeping America safe, making America great again. Like this sounds like such like a great aspirational thing. Like if you're an American, you would like why wouldn't you love Trump? He's doing all this stuff to like help America, American values, the family. Like but what is he actually doing? He's like kidnapping people. He's tearing families apart. Like he made everything more expensive. Yeah, this bill is like gonna make everything way more expensive. People are gonna pay way more taxes. Things are gonna be like way worse. People are gonna be losing. These people who voted for him are going to be losing a bunch of health care. They're probably going to start dying because they can't afford their health care. It's crazy. Won't be able to afford their medicine, their treatments. They won't have food aid. Like, what? The people who voted for him are going to be suffering under him. Like, if that's not going to make them wake up to see, like, hey, the guy that I voted for actually lied and things are a lot worse now that he's in office. This is not good. Maybe he's not as great as I thought he was. Like I wonder if they're actually going to realize that. Like um yeah, cuz that would be like how could they not? Like this is a really big bill, a big horrific bill, and I just hope that it wakes people up to the real problem, which is the class war. This is the 99% against the 1%, the corporate elites, the billionaires, our oligarchy that's running the system. Like those are the only people who are benefiting under this bill, under Trump's administration. And if MAGA could realize that, that'd be great. And if the rest of us, all of the woke mob, the libs, us, could like just stop being mad at MAGA, like I think we need to stop wasting our energy there. Like they need to come around and we need to stop being mad. Like that's the only way that this could work because we all need to stand up against the oligarchy, against empire, against this horrific administration. Um like the we need the government to work for us, not us being like staying divided and just letting things just happen right under our noses. Like we need to all come together in agreement and say this is all bullshit. Like no one is benefiting from this. Like how could it be any more clear? So for us to come together, we need to stop being mad at each other and we need to be able to allow them to come around to us. So that means the woke mob, the libs, us need to stop being mad. We need to stop being frustrated and being upset that they voted for for him. They wanted this. Like they didn't want this. They wanted their own lives to be better. And yeah, that's probably it's a pretty selfish thing. But we need to allow people to change. Like that's the only there's no way around it. Like people are all they all have different paths. We all had different upbringings. We all grew up around different types of people, different types of environments, had different education. Some people didn't have education. Some people don't know any other type of people other than like the people in their neighborhood, like 100,000 people. Like some people just have no experience outside of their own world, so we can't be mad at them for not knowing like and being like apprehensive of other people. Like we need to allow people to learn and to change, and people don't want to learn if you're just constantly telling them you're a fucking idiot. Like and I get it. I'm constantly just thinking like thinking how so many people are just fucking idiots. I'm just saying that like all day to myself. But that's not going to entice anybody to change. If no one wants to change when they're being called a fucking idiot to their face. Like we need to be chill about it. We need to just allow people to come around, have some. It's hard to have grace, especially how they were like people who think that they know, like the most ignorant type of people think that they know the most when they know the least, and they double down, they dig their heels in, they fucking hate being called out for being stupid, like for being ignorant. They want to know that they want to feel like they are like they know something special. They know something that we don't. And it's just very like hilariously just frustrating, infuriating. How dare you act like you know? um, but I think the important thing to to mm, to keep in mind when like looking at the bigger picture of like The bigger picture is like, how do we just solve the problem? How do we try to get ourselves out of this mess? Like, how to make things somewhat better, somehow better, move towards a solution. And the only way we could improve this situation is if we all are on the same page. That means we can't s- stay hating each other, like holding on to resentment for like the person who voted for Trump, or like for, if you're a Trump supporter, if you like just want to s- stick it to the libs, like everybody everybody's life is going to get worse under like this big beautiful bill bullshit. Like, we can't stay mad at each other and just infight all day. Like, everybody's on the same page. Like, we need to be on the same page, and we need to figure out how to let go of how much we don't like each other. We don't like the other team. And yeah, it's really on, it's always going to be on the person who has more knowledge and resources. And by resources in this case, I'm meaning like mental resources, like cognitive resources, because if we could see, like understand where the other person is coming from, we don't have to be mad. Like, we could still feel like perfectly, outraged, frustrated, annoyed, like, but being so mad that like we don't like them and like we like staying completely separate and like playing teams and just like hating the other team, you have to see that that's not going to help. um yeah, I don't think this work is going to be easy. It's not going to be it's not going to feel good. It's going to be really, really frustrating, but it's like, it's a testament to our commitment to making this world a better place and not being and becoming the thing that we hate. And if we hate so much how the other team, how Trump supporters and how MAGA is like so ignorant, so bigoted, they're so racist, they're so, you know, um, like close minded, that they are willing to just like write off certain people, like, quote, like immigrants, for example. Like, what are we doing with MAGA? We're writing off MAGA if we think that they're just like completely stupid and horrific people. Like, they have like no empathy. They're so super ignorant. They are the ones that voted for this guy, so they wanted all of this. Like, we're doing the same thing as they are. We need to not be the thing that we don't want. So this is challenging work. It is not going to be easy task to get yourself to not hate someone that you feel is just completely against you. Is completely against you and the people that you like, the people that you love, your friends, like immigrants. They, if you feel like they are just against all of that, how could you possibly not hate them back? They hate you, so it makes sense to hate them back. Like, it makes sense. but that's not going to help. And this is the challenging part, like making the world a better place, like solving really, really difficult problems, like changing the state of the world, changing the course of our our lives, the state of the nation. It starts with changing ourselves. It's always going to start internally on an individual level, how we think and feel individually about all of this, about ourselves, about what we're going to believe, how we're going to be, how our heart is. Like, if we think that we're so different from them, but we're also writing them off. We're also like extremely frustrated, and we are driven to hate them back. We're not being any better than them. We need to see how that's not right. And we need to be able to pull ourselves up, pull ourselves out of that pattern, to reject that, to actively reject that and say in the face of, okay, this person, they might hate me, but I refuse to hate them back. Not because they deserve it. They like, if hating them was inconsequential, like it wouldn't be a problem, right? But hating them actually just causes the problem. We need to stand united. We need to band together. We need to figure out a way to not stay divided and hate each other and be segregated and stay like just like siloed off, thinking that like my team is smarter and better and your team is making the situation worse. Your team is dumb and you're making America terrible and you're the problem. And like, guess what? They think the same thing about us. Like, so we're being no better than them if that's how we're thinking and behaving. We need to change. We need to be different. We need to not do that. Like, we need to see how we are part of the problem. We need to be different. We need to stop behaving like the thing that we don't want to see more of. We need to be the way that what we want to see more of in the world. And if we want to see people who are kind, compassionate, understanding, caring towards everybody, that means everybody, not everybody except you, MAGA. Like it's like it doesn't work that way. Like I know that's what how we wish it could be. Like now, if you are so bitter that you want it, if we're all gonna burn, then you may as well burn because that means MAGA's gonna burn also. Like, okay, that's like next level petty that you would be okay with suffering as long as MAGA suffers too. Like that's silly though. We gotta figure out how to solve this problem. And we need to be able to choose. We should be choosing like change, not just devolving into like resignment and staying in the the silos of the culture war and just being cogs in the system, being exploited and like violently oppressed by oligarchy. It's just making things worse. And Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what needs to happen next. I'm not an organizer. I just know that we need to be kinder to each other. We need to allow people to change, and people need to be open to change. Like, and with this big, beautiful, horrendous bill, things are going to get a lot worse for a lot of people. And I'm, even though it's going to like cause a lot of harm, if that harm is going to cause people to wake up, and that means wake MAGA up to see, to hopefully realize, oh, Trump administration actually made things way worse. Like I'm actually watching a lot of people that I know die. Like a lot of people that I know starve, like can't afford, don't have like no food. These like children are like starving. Things are way worse. My taxes are like through the roof. Like if that's an if this is going to cause them to realize, like slowly realize, maybe hopefully slowly quickly realize that Trump is not making America great. He's making things worse. Like, hopefully, they'll turn against him. I don't know. I'm not sure if I have confidence in that. I'm hoping that slowly over time, I think some people probably still won't. Um, but maybe I should believe they all will. They're all going to feel the effects, whether they made the connection that this is due to Trump and Trump made everything worse. Trump, their Lord and Savior, is not their Lord and Savior after all. He made things worse. They could all come to realize and like want change, want like, okay, this guy actually made things worse, and want change, and like they don't actually agree with all of his policies and everything that he's doing. Like that, MAGA needs to have space to change. And we can't be like shoving it in their face saying told you so. Like they're not going to like that. Like we just need to let them change. Who knows if they will or not. Just keep it in your mind that it's possible that they could change. As long as we allow space for it, like there's a possibility, as long as we could say like we're willing to see, if things like willing to see things differently, willing to allow them to change. Like just say that you're willing to allow them to change, even if you don't have a lot of confidence. Just say you're willing to allow things to change. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but just say that you're allowing them to change, because people in your world and what you see and experience in the world like doesn't change until you open up yourself to that possibility. And you need to be willing to see it. People and the world around you doesn't change until you change. And I want to really, really put that out there. Be willing to see things differently. Be willing to allow things to change. Be willing to allow people to change. Like if you are so sure that they won't change, they they won't change. They won't change in your presence. That's for sure. Um yeah, this is gonna be tough. It's not gonna be easy. But yeah, we need each other. We need to be open to coming together, and it's not going to be comfortable or easy. It's going to be really awkward, and it's hard. It's hard to change how we think and feel about people. But yeah, just try to humanize people as much as you can. And I'm not saying you need to be friends with these people, just try not to hold on to hate and allow people to change. Allow people to experience the consequences of their actions and allow people to change. Allow them to learn the hard way and don't shove it in anybody's face. Just allow people to change. Help each other, be kind to each other, take care of each other. Now more than ever, we need to help each other, be there for each other, be there for community, and yeah, as much as you can, don't hold it against anybody. Like, I know it's annoying needing to always be the bigger person. Like, they were never the bigger person for you, so why do you need to be the bigger person? I know. I know it's really annoying, but the only thing that matters now is how could we not make things worse and being mad at each other, holding things against each other, hating each other, holding on to hate and resentment. That type of stuff makes things worse. You got to let that go. You got to figure out how to let it go and just figure out, how do I make things better? How can I feel a little bit lighter so that I don't like become the thing that I hated, that I don't want to see more of in the world. Just focus on, what do you want to contribute to the world? What kind of energy do you want to see more of in the world? And just focus on that. Be more of that. If you have to ignore certain people, just drown it out. Um yeah. I don't know if that made any sense, but I kind of just wanted to share those thoughts and put that out there. Hmm.